It's a fancy way of saying high performers perform better because they feel like they must do it.
Yes.
And there's this interchange between their identity and what they value, believe, and feel are important, and then an external demand for them to do better. And what happens is they say, their identity says, I really care about excellence. I have high standards. I want to do a good job here. This is important to me. I love this. And then it connects with external demand. Need to do a good job. There's a deadline. I feel a social duty or a spirit or calling.
People are depending on me.
Yes, people are depending on me. And when those two come together, right in the middle, that's necessity, what we call performance necessity. It's like, I need to do a good job here, and I'm motivated by that, not scared by that.
Yeah.
It's a perfect little connection. There's a whole chapter on it in the book. And what often happens for people is that emotional thing we were talking about earlier, like that Olympian, that emotion of anxiety they're using that to raise their necessity to do better. They're like, I'm gonna use this feeling I have and transform it to do better.
Yes.
Even though everyone else would identify that same emotion as I'm scared, they're gonna say, this feeling is gonna make me focus. This feeling that I wanna have right now, I'm gonna put my A game on.
Yep.
And it's so cool because all the high performers I interviewed, over 300 literally verified high performers. We use objective measures, whether they're highest performing in their company, or whether they fill out the high performance indicator. And we have this assessment now that can basically show you're probably a high performer if you score in these areas, in these 6 different habits. And interviewed over 300 of them, and every one of them at some point in the interview, and these are structured academic interviews, so they're way less fun than this. And so, sorry for everyone who I interviewed, but boy, it's just different. And what I found out was every one of them talked about that at some point. Taking what they were experiencing and transforming it into something that gave them performance edge. Whether it's an artist readying themselves to touch the canvas, like there's a thing that says, I want to be a great artist. I want to do a great job. And that self-talk is leveling up our necessity. Lots of people have amazing strengths, but they don't get off the couch because they don't feel it's necessary to win, necessary to succeed, necessary to serve. And high performers feel like it is necessary that I show up today, I do a good job, I help others. Sometimes some answer it in the spiritual realm. They say, I feel called to do this. I feel it is my mission. I feel God has given me these gifts and I don't want to waste that. And that for them is a very spiritual, emotional connection to it's necessary for me to kick some butt. Do well, deliver. Other people, they really got to mentally get themselves in that. I'm a little in between. I have to say things to myself before I walk into a situation to make me better. Like before I came through those doors, like you have a bathroom out there, and I went to the bathroom and I do a little self-talk to myself and I bounce in place and I take 10 deep breaths and I'm talking to myself so that I'm ready.
Yeah, I thought there's a great distinction there too. Another little tip from the book that I think is very useful. You found that when you talk to yourself in the third person versus you, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it was a research study in psychology found out that both second person and third person makes your self-talk more powerful. So if you're gonna do affirmations, you wouldn't just say, I wanna do this, I wanna do this. You wanna do what we call in the book self-coaching, where you would say, in my case,
yeah.
Brendon, it's important you do a good job here today because you usually don't do interviews. And you really love Marie and you wanna do a good job for her and her people. And this is a book you worked on for 3 years and it's important it does well. And Brendon, don't forget, you're so lucky you get to do this, brother. So just enjoy the process. You're so lucky, Brendon. That's a different level of going, I'm lucky, right? It is.
I'm Brendon, I'm
yes,
great.
Yes, another one I do every morning in the shower.
Yeah.
Assuming I take a shower, but every morning in the shower.
Because we all don't every day.
Not every morning.
No, we do not.
It just doesn't happen.
It does not
happen. I told you, like 24 hours ago, I was staying in a barn in the woods at a friend's house.
Yeah.
But the second thing I ask myself in the shower every morning is, what might happen today that could trip me up? And how are you going to bring your best self to that, Brendon? I say that every morning in the shower to myself, and it just helps me anticipate that, something's gonna go wrong during the day.
Absolutely.
And if I already know everything, like this morning's was, okay, you're in, I'm North Manhattan, where I'm staying. Would you call it North?
You're uptown.
I'm uptown.
And you're coming to, let's just call it downtown.
Okay,
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, that's gonna be 45 minutes. It's a hot summer day.
Yes.
I'm gonna get hot, and I know when I'm hot sometimes I get impatient
Yes.
and I get stressed, and I don't want to feel that. So just pay attention to how you're feeling on your way down to the interview with Marie Brendon, and really just engage, pay attention, be present with New York, and really enjoy that you're here. I know that sounds completely crazy, but every high-performing athlete does it. Every salesperson does it. I mean, at high level. Every person I interviewed who are at what we call the top 15% of all high performers, they all self-talk, and most of them we found were doing it in second and third person,
So
which was
cool.
amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's so fun.
Yeah, little things, yeah.
I
So if
enjoy-
you already talk to yourself and you say your name to yourself, they're not crazy, you're probably high performing.
Well, I do talk to myself, and I do call myself Marie, so I'm going to raise my hand and get into that group. I want to talk about another takeaway from the book I think is so practical and that our audience is going to love, and I love this, and we've done this together when you and I hang out. It's about managing transitions. And when you're moving from one project to the next, or you're ending your workday and then you're going back into quote unquote family life, or whatever that transition is,
Yeah.
I thought you have a really effective way to help people maximize and almost amplify their energy so they don't come away feeling depleted every day. Because I feel like
Yeah.
we've both been there, right?
Yes,
We've done
yes.
the way where you are putting out your best and you are absolutely focused and your heart's in it and your soul's in it, but then you reach the end of the day and you're like,
Yeah,
like, I'm
you're
done.
done.
Yes, I'm
You're
done.
done.
So tell me about transitions.
Yeah, and transitions takes place in the chapter of Generate Energy, and also, maybe it's in productivity too. And it has this it's just a conversation that if you're go all the time, you're depleting energy all day and you don't know it. And lots of people think to get more energy or be more productive, they have to radically change their life. I'd better work out an extra 60 minutes in the morning. It's like, actually, let me teach you the mastery of managing transitions. When you go from one activity to another, I want to teach you this simple thing, and that is release tension, set intention. Very simple. Let me give you an example because it really helps. If you're doing email, and you know that takes one part of your psyche and brain to do a lot of email. And now you're gonna go create that keynote or that PowerPoint presentation that you want to be flowing and visual and beautiful, very different things. What most people do is they'll do their email and then they'll work a little on the presentation, then the notification will come over here and they'll go back to the email and, and they're multitasking.
Yes.
And they're wrecking not only their measurable creativity, but their long-term performance. And so what you have to do is, when you finish the email, stop it, okay? Maybe go get some water, come back, or whatever, even if you don't, all I want you to do, push away from your chair for a minute, close your eyes, repeat the word release with the goal of releasing tension in your body, and repeat the word release to yourself several times, over and over, like a mantra, okay? Just repeat, it could be 60 seconds, it can be 1 minute, it can be 2 minutes, whatever you want to do. Just do it until you feel like your body and your mind release a little bit. Then, before you open your eyes, set an intention. Say, okay, Brendon, you're gonna work on this keynote now. Your intention is to make something that grabs them right at the beginning, and then make it really move fast, and make it make it visual, and make sure that it builds emotionally throughout the thing. So when you make the call to action at the end, bam! And then open my eyes, now work on the presentation. I'm clean and free from the previous activity.
Yes.
And people will feel an unbelievable amount of energetic, just power come back into there. I've worked with a major founder in the startup Silicon Valley world, flew me down at 3 a.m. and I guess it was around after midnight on a private jet. It was just crazy. He was having a lot of trouble, just exhausted, literally depleted. This person's incredibly well valued in his company, lots of employees, everyone knows who the person would be, but miserable. Just go. And I said, well, and one of his major things was he was wrecking his relationship with his wife and his children. Not because he was maybe just overworking, he would just carry a lot of the work into his house.
Yep.
So one of these guys, I said, I want you to pull up to your house after the day of working. Don't get out of the car. Pull up the house, just close your eyes, repeat the mantra, release to yourself, maybe for 5 minutes. And then before you open your eyes, set the intention. How do you want to be with your wife when you enter the house? What kind of dad do you want to be to your daughter? Just set that intention. Open up your eyes, now go in as a different man. And it changed his life. His email to me is in the book.
I read it, it's fantastic.
It just works. That means just release tension,
Yep.
set intention. It's just, your transitions are where most people's bleeding out their energy and they don't know. And if we can just get you 4 or 5 times of transition really well throughout the day, you finish your day like, I feel amazing.
Yes.
And we didn't caffeinate you. We didn't do anything. We just changed how you approach your work.